I think there is a difference between acceleration and velocity. I think velocity is the speed of something and acceleration is the speed increasing of something.
Okay, I do think there's a difference between acceleration and velocity. Acceleration is more of, I think, speed, and velocity is something else. What is it? Or is velocity speed and acceleration something else?
Guys!
Yeah, I think there's a difference because velocity is meters per second and acceleration is, isn't it velocity with the direction or something like that?
Acceleration, I believe, is just when there's a higher speed and something like, for example, a car picks up speed, and velocity, I don't know completely, but I'm assuming velocity is like more of a force that causes you to excel. So I don't know if that, I think velocity has something to do with a force, whereas acceleration has more of just a movement that on its own. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I think there's a difference because acceleration is like building up to, is like, it's like a changing speed, I guess you could say, and then velocity is like a speed that it's at currently. Acceleration is when it changes.
Okay, yes, I think acceleration is like the act of speeding up and velocity is like how fast you go. I think.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Are you supposed to ask me? Is there a difference between acceleration and velocity? Why or why not?
Yes, there is. There's an acceleration when they're the same thing. They're the same thing.
They're the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
As you just saw in those videos, there are a lot of misconceptions about what acceleration is, what velocity is, and how they relate. Let's define those two terms. Velocity is speed in a given direction, and acceleration is any change in velocity. That can be speeding up or slowing down. Here we can see that the red car is speeding up. As we just learned, velocity is speed in a direction, and acceleration is any change in that velocity. In the clip we just watched, the car's speed was increasing, so the velocity was increasing. It was changing. That means that the car was accelerating. Now we see that the car is slowing down. In that video, the car's velocity was decreasing, so the velocity was changing. That change in velocity means that the car was accelerating. Acceleration occurs any time the velocity changes, whether the velocity is getting larger or smaller. Here we see two cars maintaining a constant velocity. In that video, the car's velocities don't change. It's like they have cruise control set. They're staying at the same speed. Since the velocity doesn't change, does the car have an acceleration? Nope, because an acceleration is a change in the velocity. Back to the cruise control thought. When cruise control is set, you don't have to press on the gas or on the brakes. It stays at the very same speed without changing. So, when the velocity is constant, it's not changing, there's no acceleration. So when the velocity is changing, the car is accelerating. And when there's a constant velocity, there's no acceleration.